Hi Beamers, today we'll be talking about genetics. Genetics is what determines our physical traits and other characteristics such as hair color or eye color, which are passed down to us from our parents. However, genetics is also the cause for some diseases that can be passed down through generations. Genes, which are different from the blue jeans that you wear, are encoded in our DNA, which is a molecule that is passed down from parents to children, and is the reason why you often have the same hair color or eye color as your mom or dad. Today, technology lets us change genetic information to achieve certain traits, which could be very important in helping us figure out what causes genetic diseases and how to cure them. Many people today are still trying to find new ways to help cure people with diseases like Down syndrome. In the future, it might be possible to put a completely new gene inside someone's cells. A professor at UC Berkeley named Jennifer Doudna recently won a Nobel Prize because of her work in gene editing using a method called CRISPR.
Take a look at one of your family members. Do you notice anything you have in common? What about the shapes of your noses? Your eye color? What about your cheekbones? What about features that you don't share? So, how do traits get passed down from generation to generation? And what kinds of traits can be passed down? Height? Personality traits? Can diseases be passed down? What are genes, and what does DNA even stand for? How can our knowledge of DNA help us create new technologies? And what about cloning? How does that even work? These are all super important questions that can be answered through the study of heredity and the inheritance of traits, or in other words, the study of genetics. Genetics is a huge field of study that has many important applications. Genetic counselors are healthcare professionals who use their knowledge of genetics to determine if a person or if any of their family members is at risk of having a genetic condition. Biomedical engineers use genetics to design effective pharmaceutical drugs and medical equipment. Medical scientists study genetics to focus on how genetic diseases are passed between generations and how to treat them. And last but not least, forensic technicians apply principles of genetics to gather information from crime scenes to help with identifying subjects. These are just some of the many crucial uses of genetics, and more applications are being developed all the time. In this lesson, we will learn about some of the big ideas in genetics and discover just why understanding genetics is so important.